Hey, it's Klayton, and welcome to episode 4 of Ask Celldweller. You guys have been submitting some seriously cool videos. Thanks for doing that. Keep them coming, and I'm seeing some creative ones pop up, which is really cool because it's giving me some cool creative ideas in return. So stay tuned for those. Let's get into it and see what you guys asked for this week's Ask Celldweller.
Hey Klayton, this is Joe. I just want to know, what was your first instrument growing up?
Well, Joe, my first instrument ever was the drums, and it just kind of happened. My mom actually worked at a hair salon, and one of her clients had a kid, and he was getting rid of his drum set. And she asked me, would you want a drum set? And I think I might have broken down in tears because I couldn't believe she was asking me such an amazing question. So my answer was naturally, yes! And that was how I started. No lessons, I set the drums up completely wrong, had no idea what I was doing, but that was really the beginnings of my journey into actually making music. Thanks, Mom. Bryce, I've spent a lot of time as a kid thinking about that very question. In fact, I pretty much believed that I was a dinosaur, because I got my ass kicked so regularly in school by all the other kids that I had to be a dinosaur to fight back. Of course, it only worked in my mind because I really still got my ass kicked, so it didn't work out too well for me. But I always really liked the Triceratops. You know, you'd think I'd go right for the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Of course, everybody wants to be a T-Rex, but the T-Rex was a predator, and I always voted for the underdog. So I've always remembered these images of a Triceratops and a T-Rex facing off, and the Triceratops is way smaller. But a lot of times they're saying that the battles went 50-50. The Triceratops would kind of win against the T-Rex. So I always looked at the Triceratops as the underdog, and I've always sided with the underdog. So that's probably, if I had to choose, the dinosaur that I would be.
Hey Klayton, this is Jordan, and my question is, do you plan to work with any of the people that you worked with in the past for any of your future work, like Styles of Beyond and Fluffy Star, or were you planning to have a new male or female singer in any collaboration on your upcoming album or whatever?
That's a good question, and collaborations for me have come organically. They've just kind of happened, and I probably will continue to just let those happen. I do have plans right now to collaborate with Ryu from Styles of Beyond, as well as James Dooley. You guys are familiar with the track we did together called Wings of Icarus, so stay tuned for that, and we'll see what else happens.
Hi Klayton, I just wanted to ask if the Doom version of Switchback will ever be released.
Well, Jeremiah, you must be a mind reader, because I had a conversation about this with my Fixed crew only about 2 weeks ago, because they are trying to twist my arm into releasing that version of Switchback, which I modified specifically for the Doom trailer. So the answer is maybe, because the Fixed team's twisting my arm. Now you're applying more pressure, and I feel like more people are going to apply more pressure, and I'm going to fall off this chair, so I have to just give in and say maybe. I spent a lot of years thinking that really nobody could emulate my sound. Why would anybody want to emulate my sound? I don't even have a sound. So the idea that anybody would ever cite me as an influence or pay their respects to me as a producer or a songwriter is very flattering. I totally appreciate it. Stealing my tracks and then singing over them and then putting them out for sale, that's not as cool to me for some weird reason. But people who have done remixes or taken my content and reimagined it, or just cite me as an influence in their music is highly flattering. So thanks for the support, and I'm glad that my little contribution into your musical world makes any sort of difference. You screwed up. Take the blue pill, not the red one. Don't go back in time. You can do that? Hey. Do not sign those record deals. I thought that's how I'm supposed to get famous. Always listen to your mother. Capiche? It's good advice. In 2014, you're gonna get a question from Mallory. Answer it. Where is Sarah Connor? Thanks again for tuning in for this episode of Ask Celldweller. Remember to subscribe to my channel, like or share this page, and you can ask me a question by commenting below, or film yourself and submit your video at that link in the moon right there. And I'd love to see them. So keep them coming, and until next week, this is Klayton signing off.